now turn our attention to a rare and devastating genetic disease called spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA for short, and one family's journey from diagnosis to treatment. Now, Samantha Lackey's daughter was diagnosed with SMA at 1 month old, and she joins us now with her story along with Dr. Crystal Proud. It's nice to have you both on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Samantha, we'll get to your story here in just a little bit, but Dr. Proud, starting with you, what is SMA and what should people know about it?
Spinal muscular atrophy is a diagnosis that typically is brought to the attention of a doctor because a baby is failing to meet appropriate motor milestones. It's caused by a missing or mutated SMN1 gene, and that is the gene that's responsible for producing motor nerve protein. And if that motor nerve protein is not being produced, the motor nerves are not healthy, and the baby becomes progressively weaker over time. And that can be seen in the inability to roll, sit, crawl, or stand, as well as giving the baby a softer cry and perhaps some difficulty feeding.
And Samantha, I can't imagine as a new parent to get this news and how you and your family must have felt. Describe your family's journey from when you were, from the beginning to when you were diagnosed.
Sure. So I found out I was a carrier of spinal muscular atrophy when I was about 5 months pregnant. And when Stella was born, we went to our pediatrician at 4 days old, and our state, Arizona, does not screen for spinal muscular atrophy on our newborn screening. And our pediatrician that we saw that day told us, Stella definitely doesn't have spinal muscular atrophy. And about 2 weeks later, we were back at the pediatrician, and we saw the doctor who saw her when she was first born. And that doctor noticed, she's not reacting to these reflex tests. So we were admitted to Phoenix Children's Hospital shortly after, and Stella was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy type 1, which is the most devastating of the disease. And she was the first baby in our state to be treated with the gene therapy replacement Zolgensma, and we've seen amazing, incredible things in the last 4 months since she's been treated.
Wow, such great news to hear that. It really is encouraging, I'm sure, for other parents who might have to go through this. And so let's talk about that treatment very quickly and what that is, doctor, and what makes it so effective.
So Zolgensma is a treatment that is a one-time IV infusion of a medication that effectively replaces the missing or mutated SMN1 gene. It delivers what's called a transgene, and that transgene allows for protein production of that motor nerve protein that Stella would have otherwise been missing. It is one of 2 available FDA-approved treatments, and so it's important for families considering treatment to weigh the risks and benefits by speaking with their physician to determine which treatment is right for their child.
A lot of important information. We could talk about this for a whole lot longer, but thank you both so much for the great information, and of course, Samantha, for sharing your personal story.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Thanks. We'll be right back.